Welcome back, everyone, to Data Science for Everyone. Today, we're going to be talking about Git and Git commits with Visual Studio Code. Let's get started. So, to start off, let's go on and create up a new folder, and we'll just call this Git example. Yeah, just Git example for now. We can go on and open up Visual Studio Code. And again, once it opens, we'll go on and maybe create up a couple files as well. So let's go on and open up that folder. So I put it in my here. And open this up. All right, so let's create up a couple new files. So this will be just a JavaScript example. So let's do index.html. We'll grab a whoops. We'll do script.js. We'll also maybe create up a readme.md. Okay, so here inside the README file, we'll just say using Git commits with VSCode. Oh yeah. Okay. So let's also maybe put in some boilerplate in here. So we have our index.html. We're going to connect it to our script.js. Script.js. Let's just say task one. Say something in the console. Okay, so console.log. And again, we'll just say hello, everyone. So let's do our initial commit. So first things first, we have all of these three here. We've opened up our file. We've opened up our folder. So again, you can see here that we have the specific Git folder. Make sure that you're opening up a specific folder and not just randomly putting it on your desktop or randomly just putting random files in your documents folder because it can cause a lot of issues. So let's go here to the source tab, and you can see here we have initialize repository or publish to GitHub. I want to get this up and publish it to GitHub, so I'm going to publish to GitHub, and I want to make this public, so I will click the public repository. It says select which files we want to include in the repo. Well, I want all of these to be selected, so I'll hit OK. It is publishing the first commit, and again, it may ask me to put in a password or something, so I'll say always allow. And then notice here it says open on GitHub. I can bring this over here so we can take a look here. And you can see here that, yes, it did indeed put everything inside of our GitHub. Okay, so now one thing I also want to show you is I didn't put anything in there, and it just says first commit. Okay, so the first time we run this, we don't actually have to put in a commit message. We can, but it's just going to be our kind of our initial commit, our first commit. Now, anytime we make a change, so let's maybe put in an h1 header inside here and say this is my header, and maybe I'll change and have maybe like a task. You know what? Let's not even do that yet. Let's just stick with this. We added a header tag. So, and actually here you notice I changed something in the script tag. I actually didn't really do much in it, but we'll just say I put here is another comment. Okay, so we have that these have changed. So you see this M here telling us it's been modified. So we want to commit these. And what did I do? I didn't really do anything besides add in this header1 tag and add in a comment. So I can say in here, added h1 tag to index.html and made comments in script.js. So whenever I commit this and I decide to sync these, when we go over here and I refresh, here notice I didn't change the README file, but I right here and here, these commits came up at the same time, and I have this note of saying, hey, I made these changes here. And if I click on that, it'll actually show me what my changes were. So here, see, I added this particular section here. I moved this, I subtract this, I added this, and I added these 3 lines, okay? So then it's telling me, hey, I made these changes, and so we can go back and we can roll things back if we need to, we can do all kinds of changes. So let's say that you're working on maybe either a homework assignment or maybe you're working on some other project, okay? So you would have like a task 2, and it's like create a loop using an array. Okay, well, then we can say let my array equal blue, black, and red. Okay, then we can have it loop through. We can do something like my array dot for each here, and we want to maybe do color such that console.log color or something, okay? So we can even take a look and double check this stuff works. We can get to our example, HTML, inspect, console log, and notice, hello, blue, black, red. All right, all of our code is working. So we've checked it by opening up our HTML file and looking at it. We can also use the debug console, etc. But here we completed task 2, created a loop using an array. Okay, so then we can commit this. We can sync our changes. And then again, we can go back here, refresh. Oh, and I actually want to go back main 1 here. And notice I didn't change anything except for this, my script.js. And notice here it says completed task 2. And we can click on it and we can see here what actually has changed this whole time now. All right, so we added in let my array. We also did this for loop. And then let's say, oh, actually the teacher wanted me to use, or it was actually supposed to be using a for of loop. So using a for of loop. Okay, so then we can delete this, and then we can say for of. All right, and we can say for color of my array, and then here we're actually going to be doing console.log color. Okay, and we can still go back through, check our document, make sure it ran. All right, it ran perfectly. And who knows, maybe we actually also wanted to do something else like dot or let's do 2 uppercase. Okay, so we added in this 2 uppercase. So make string to uppercase. So we can go back over, we can refresh it. Oh, blue, black, red. Okay. So now we can change this and say edited task 2, now using for of instead of for each. Also, well, added to uppercase. Okay, so it kind of tells everything that we had changed in this file while we were editing. Okay, so now we can commit that change. We can sync that change. Go back over, and we can refresh. And notice now we have this edited version here, and we can click here and we can see all of the changes that have been made recently. Okay, and we're allowed to also, again, check and see. We can actually just view the file itself if we want to. All right, check out the code. And again, all of that is done by creating up each of our tasks. So we can always save and commit as many times as we want to. Again, so let's say that we said, oh, actually now we need to change, and it was supposed to be say something in the console, but it was literally to say something. Okay, so we're doing things out of order. We went and we did something in task 2, and then we went back to task 1. Well, changed the console log message in task 1. Commit that. We can save those changes as well.